And a big hello to everybody. Hopefully you can hear me and I'm coming through clear. First stream in a while, especially in commentary. So I've had to reset everything up, sound, graphics, the lot. Hopefully I'll get there, but who knows? I'm just waiting for the server to come back online and then I'll connect to it. Unfortunately, I can't go through the spectator mode for some reason. I can't explain why, but ultimately I've got to log into the server and actually run as if I'm racing. So what that does mean is I will be looking like I'm on track, but I won't. I'll go straight to the pits. That's the decision I've made so I can get some race labs data up on the screen so the stream looks half decent and useful. So I'm just going to connect to the server. We are at Brands Hatch this week. Weather's clear and there's no stops expected. It's a 45-minute race and we're expecting probably in excess of 20 odd drivers. If the sound's too high, it'd be great if people could let me know. I have no way of knowing whether the sound is too high or not. I'm still playing with it, so the volume and so could still be a little too high. If you are available and you want to chat to me, please feel free to do so in the chat. I'll be more than happy to speak to you and give you a shout out in the chat. So a couple of different things I'm doing today. I've obviously using Race Labs, and what you'll see is when I go to the track, which will be very shortly, you'll see some different elements in there. And obviously, when the race starts and the race is being streamed, it'll look a lot tidier than it is. But ultimately, this is what it will look like, just to give you an idea. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is select one of the other drivers who's quite a fast driver, who's out on track at the moment, Mike Duran. Now, for me, I'm just going to turn that volume down a little bit, because that's a bit damn loud for me. So I'm going to turn everything down a touch. And that means I may have to turn it up on the stream. So hopefully somebody on the stream can give me a shout. It still feels quite too loud in the headset, that. So just let me go into OBS and play with it a little bit. So I don't know what the volume's going to be like in the game. It does appear to be okay in the game, but I'm still going to just turn it down a touch for myself, really. Master volume down a little bit, because I don't really need to hear everything in the game. As long as I can hear a bit, I get the feeling for the game. But ultimately, it's all about what yourselves can see, yourselves can hear. So that's ultimately what you're going to see. I am using Race Labs. I've been using this for iRacing and I've also been using it for ACC. It's a really great tool. It is a full version, so I have subscribed to it. It works really, really well, but I have raised an issue with them where it doesn't appear to work for spectator mode. If it worked for spectator mode, this would be brilliant, but it is what it is, so we'll just go with it. The stream does appear to be coming through well. We've just got a little bit of practice left, then we'll go to official qualifying. So there's a few on track at the moment. Craig, who's going to be in his Audi. We've got Helmut, Neil Bywater, who's not yet on track. Mark Rogers, Jerowin. We've got Pascal. We've got Malcolm. Mark, who's parked up. Joaquin. Peter. Michael. Marco. And Richard. I do expect there to be a lot more drivers, but you know, who knows when the race starts actually how many there will be. We'll just go with it and see where the ground lays actually. But I do have, as I said, YouTube chat up, so please, if you are watching, it would be nice if you want to come and say hello. Let me know you're watching it. Any feedback on the quality of the stream, the graphics, whether it's clear, whether it's readable, and obviously, morning, Stefan. What's up? Great. Hopefully, a decent stream you're going to get to see. Not done this in a while, as I said, but I'm all game for it, all ready for it, beefed up for it, ready to go. I've got a few little things I can show as well, but hopefully you can see on the stream that there's a few little things changing. The flags around the leaderboard and stuff, so I don't need flags. Thanks, Stefan. If the volumes are good, let me know. Obviously, when the race gets going, that'll make a big difference. I am using my own software for the navigation of the game because I managed to get rid of some of the bugs that were going on. Hey, Kai. Nice to see you, dude. Missing on track fella. I know, unfortunately, family can get in the way. But yeah, it'd be nice to really get you on track again soon, mate. But it looks like qualifying started. So I'm going to go out and follow, first of all, if I can find him, Marcel. So he says trying to find him. Oh, he's not gone out. I thought he'd gone out. Yes, he has. So Marcel's one of the guys who's been racing with us a couple of weeks from week one of the new season, actually. Really fast guy. It's unfortunate Brian can't race because Brian would have given him a good run. But I will say there's another guy as well, Gabriel Crepezzi, who's also very fast. So these guys are going to dominate the front, I would expect. They did race and have some very good close racing last week at Spa. And there is another couple of guys who are looking to join. We've got one called Marco Belluati. And we also have, there is one more, I think, who will just jump on the server again at some point. I don't think he's on at the moment. But yeah, we've got a couple of guys. I've not seen Marco race, so I've no idea about his speed. Michael and Marco are usually quick, as well as Helmut. They all race with Simnord. Okay, I've got it. I've just not been on it yet because I hurt my back, hence why I'm streaming. But it does look like it's a bit of a Ferrari fest at the moment. Just looking at, there's 9 Ferraris, 3 BMWs, 2 Audis, and 4 McLarens. So quite a good split. So what we're looking for lap times here, you're probably looking at the 123s, I reckon. But we shall see. But I think 120 is probably going to be what we're looking at. May get a 122 out of it. I mean, that is pretty rapid, to be fair. So I think this is Marcel's first full lap. So we'll see how he goes. Just trying to get the car rotated around the corner there. And probably cut the corner of this one quite a lot. You can get away with within track limits. Goes again wide, but keeps the car nice and stable. And again, he'll be looking to cut this one quite a lot. If that one can get out of the way, that's one of the new guys, Belluati. So I think this lap was possibly a little bit spoiled. But he'll go again. He's a quick guy. How's the sound, guys? Does it sound okay? Volume of the car okay compared to my voice? Am I too loud? Do I need to turn things up? I'm relying on you guys to let me know. So I think we've just had Michael's just done a 124. 124.3. As well as Marco. I think Marco's just bung a 124.3. Sorry, Michael's 124.3. Then we've got Marcel with a 124.3. And Mark Rogers with a 124.6. So I think we'll definitely get 123s. Definitely, I think. So should be quite an interesting race. I do also have something else on I can show you as well, but this is going to be something I switch on and off because it does get quite in the way. So if I show you this little one here, this gives you an idea of where the drivers stand in relation to each other. So that's showing 12 of 18 cars, but ultimately it's showing the fastest 12, and I can keep bringing that on and off as the race unfolds. Unfortunately, my subscribe icon's not working very well, so I'll scrap that one, shall I? If you do like it and you haven't already, please click on subscribe and certainly press like. My number of viewers aren't the best, but I'm not a YouTuber, so therefore the number of viewers, I'm not aiming to achieve anything. I'm doing this purely for fun and love of the game, and obviously for the community as well. Right, so we do have the other new guy, a guy called Placido Fandaro. So he's joined the server now. So I believe they're 3 guys from Italy. Don't know how they race. I know, as I said, Gabriel's very fast. Very good English as well. Does sit in Discord, which is really, really useful. Right, so let's jump across to... So we'll do a lap with the BMW of Jeroen. it's really good watching these sometimes, because obviously I've seen Giro in quite a lot on track, and his improvement has been immense. You know, seeing where people were and where they are now, it's night and day sometimes when you don't see them for a while. And it's a really good racer, very difficult to pass now. It's nice to get this this uplift in people who are improving, because it makes the overall racing more and more fun for everybody. You know, you're not getting behind people and just passing them because it's easy. You're having to race to pass them. Nice, easy around the corner. You can tell he's not really thrashing the BMW. He's taking it nice and easy. He's getting all the rotation he needs into the corners. Very good balance to that car. You can tell there's not much slipping and going on at all. But the proof will be in the lap. His best lap is a 1:24.8. Hi, Rob. So I'm not too sure what his lap time is looking like here. But it's a very, very clean lap. Minimal mistakes. Has he bettered his previous best? And he's took 3/10 off it. He's now done a 1:24.509. So that's looking good. Oh, 592, sorry. 1:24.592. My apologies. Hi, Uwe. So let's pick one of the new guys. Let's go along with Mr. Bellotti, Marco Bellotti. So he's in the McLaren. Not seen this guy on track, so no idea what the performance is like. He's done a 1:27 so far, so let's see where he sits at the end of this. And Marcel has done a 1:23. I did say we'd get 1:23. So 1:23.6 is the best lap so far, and Mark Rogers has done a 1:23.7. So 1:23.4 Marcel's done. My apologies. The 1:20. This last lap was an invalid lap. Bellotti hasn't gone any quicker, so he's not making any progress forward. Let's jump on board with Gabriel, fellow countryman of Marco there, fellow Italian. Hi, Mark. Not on track. I say I've done my back in, so I'm not risking it. I couldn't move yesterday. I was in absolute agony, so I'm not feeling too bad now, but I didn't want to risk it. I could have raced, but I'd have been in agony again for the rest of the week. It's not worth it. So I thought I'd do a bit of entertain the general public. Got 6 minutes left of qualifying. So what lap's this going to be? Yeah, 1:24.402. That's put him into 4th place behind Michael. Let's jump on board with Helmut. So let's follow this lap round with Helmut. So Helmut's currently in 10th. His best is a 1:25.012. Got a few different camera angles available. If you ever want me to switch, you can do Helicam. Got the cockpit. Slight different angle dash cam. What used to be my favourite, but I will say, don't race bonnet cam anymore. Rear wing cam. Really good when you stay at some close-up battles, as you can see there. Then we got the usual far chase, close chase, and helmet cam, which shows the angle of the car. Front splitter. And a couple of TV camera angles, which sometimes is a bit of fun trying to catch up. So a good combination of different angles we can show there. Comes in handy during the battles, to be honest, being able to switch the cameras, especially when you've got two cars close and switch. Oh, well, hopefully Mark can give you a bit of entertainment with this race, eh? So Helmet's best lap was, as I said, a 125. Let's see what he's done this lap. And he's done a 124.7. So, yeah, decent lap. Let's jump on board with Craig, who's in the Audi. So as you can see, the Audi sounds completely different to the other cars. My apologies for the little cough there. I actually thought I muted it. Transpires I've got the wrong audio. Hopefully that's better next time. So it's the first time I've done this in a long, long time. And a yellow flag somewhere on track. Double yellows. There you go. Car stationary on track. And track now goes green. Well, contradiction. There you go. Track's now gone green. So as it stands, we've got Marcel, who's looking at pole with a 123.4. Mark Rogers, who's in second place with a 123.7. Michael Sector with a 123.9. Helmut Rusbilt with a 124.7. Mike Duran with a 124.8. Pascal Martin with a 124.9. Craig Holmes with a 125.2, but I do think he's probably going to beat that here. This has been a very clean and tidy lap. So I think this is a 124s. No, 125 again. 125 flat though. 125.095. So it did move him up a little bit. Yeah, he's just trying to get that car rotated into that corner. Just lost a bit of pace there. 2 minutes left to qualifying. The on driver yet to do a valid lap is Joaquim. Obviously, I will be on the leaderboard, but I'm in the pits and I won't be taking part. So I will be escaping straight to the pits, just for reference. I'll finally jump on with Malcolm. I will be back in 2 ticks. Okay, I'm back. Just get myself a refreshment. Just keep my vocal cords running. No, it is not at the alcoholic type. Still not touched the drink. I'm on my 11th month, coming up to my 12th month. So how's Malcolm doing? He's a 124, 125.5 he's done so far. I think a bit of a mention as well to Mark Cooley, one of the new racers. I think he was doing 128s or 127s on this track quite consistently. and he's been spending some time this week playing with it, and he's got himself down into the 126. As you can see there, I can see he's done a 126 117. That's not far off his personal best. He will get faster as he learns more. He will get quicker. Uwe's off for work until next Friday. Oh dear, work gets in the way, doesn't it? That's it. Quali's over. Have we got any cars still out on track? Trying to work out. So Marcel's still trying to go better than his 123.3. Ooh, a bit sideways. Yeah, I've watched Marcel actually. To me, his car comes across as very loose. But as you know, loose is fast, apparently. So I think that's probably it. Yeah, I was going to say Neil's still on track, but he's parked up. And yeah, so I think it's a case of waiting till the start. So I'm going to return to garage. I'm just going to wait here now until obviously we get going again. Back for Monza. Yeah, I like Monza, Uwe. Apart from T1, wipeout. So we're just going to wait for a minute. Get wait for the grid to form. Yeah, Rob, I was half expecting him to be after last week quite quick, but a few quicker guys in there at the moment. So I think yeah, I think what's quite interesting is people seem to have certain tracks where they're good at. I mean, last week Gabriel was fantastic, really quick. Obviously this week it might be a different track. There's no long straight. Whereas obviously Spa, you can set the car up to benefit from the speed. Brands just doesn't have that sort of straight. The closest you've got to the straight is the dip, and then obviously the start finish straight, which is not really a passing straight. So I think you're less likely to gain from having a low downforce setup. Obviously, you could probably do that at Brands, but it's not going to help you. You probably need a bit more downforce with it being quite a few corners. Okay, so everyone's on the grid. I'm just going to go back to the grid. From my perspective, I will have to wait till... Oh, there's mandatory stop. I did not know that. I wonder how many know. That might put the cat amongst the pigeons, mightn't it? Okay. You've got everyone that sat there panicking now. Oh my word, I've got to put fuel in. I've got to put fuel in. Right. Interesting. So I'm going to put... I can see when people are going to pit. So I'm going to put that on. Now you won't see that on the stream because it's a bit buggy, but I can see when people are pitting. So I'll be able to give you the heads up on when people are pitting. Should be quite useful, that. So I will escape to the pits. I will not be racing because I'm not on my rig. Very difficult to race without a wheel and pedals. I can use the keys. I've worked out you use the left and right chevrons and the keys for acceleration and change gear, but it's like playing on a PlayStation controller. So I'm not going to try that. Okay. So 30 seconds. I'm going to go drive, and it's not going to let me go to the garage, but I will go to the garage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it to TV camera. Marcel at the front, Mark Rogers, Neil Bywater. It's not letting me do it, is it? Typical. Okay. I'll stick it here for the start of the race, and it should put me to the pits. I've never done it, but I'm hoping it will. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get the race. Let's get ready to rumble, as they say. So usually you get a few cars coming off at T1 as they bash doors, but I also think that T2 is probably the worst one at Brands, for the simple reason being, is it going to let me? It's not going to let me escape, so I'm not really too bothered, to be honest. Right, so it's race go. So I'm hoping it's put me in the pits. Otherwise, I'm going to be a bit of a roadblock. In fact, where's it put me? There you go. Return to garage. Right, I've done that deliberately, so I can change the view. So you can see there, everyone's got through. Yeah, it was a bit of an incident. Helmet and Malcolm made contact. That was on T2, and there's been an incident between Craig and I think it was Malcolm. Malcolm and Richard have also come together. So this is where the action is at the moment for a bit of contact. He's going very, very wide onto the curb there. This is on board with Richard at the moment. Yeah, so they've all lost out, and I know they've lost out because Mark's in front of them. So we've got Malcolm there in the Audi, getting racy, has already passed one of the guys. So Malcolm's now going to chase Richard down, and I would half expect that Richard is going to chase Mark down, as we can see. So the gap at the front, it does look like Marcel's pulled away a little bit already. He's nearly a second clear of Mark Rogers. And that's the rear view from Mark's car. You can see there Richard's really gaining on him. And there is a bit of contact on Richard's car there, as you can see. So there was obviously some sort of contact. And he's keeping him at bay there at the moment. Let's go to Helmet. So Helmet's getting... He's really catching up to Peter here. And it's a bit of a battle going on at the back at the moment as well, but nothing... Neil Bywater's got in very close to... And Michael. Yeah, I was going to say something's gone on up front because there's dirt on the track. So it looks like it was a relatively clean start, of him being brutally honest. Right, something that isn't showing, which I'm not too sure why. Okay, is the map, the track map. So I'm just going to try and put the track map on. It's quite useful, believe it or not, to see a map, isn't it? Heaven forbid. Okay, so there you go. Just helps a little bit. Oops. Said I've not done this in a while, so, you know, shoot me afterwards, guys. Right, there's a big battle going on up front here, so I'm going to get in charge of this. I'm going to get to the rear wing of Mark Rogers because he's got a bit of a trail behind him here. So he's got Neil behind him in the red one, and then behind Neil we've got Michael. Neil really... so Neil's one of the drivers who streams and does it in VR, so it gives you a completely different viewpoint of the race. And he's getting very close to Mr. Rogers there, very quick into that corner. And Marcel's now 3 seconds clear at the front. He's not going to get the run on him, but he might get him into the corner T2 at this rate. But Rogers is keeping up there. He's getting a good run though. He's going up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he's not. He's not going for it. And behind, we've also got another battle going on. So it's Gabriel. That's Giroud and Peter. Oh, we got a car off. Over-rotated the car. That's Giroud. Safe rejoin. Okay, I'm going to jump forward because it looks like he's going to get back on there. Hopefully not too much damage for him. But that was nobody's fault. That was just unfortunate incident there. Let's go back to the front battle. This battle at the front still going well. We've also got a bit of a battle going on here with the Audi and the Ferrari. Audi of Craig Holmes and the Ferrari of Mike Duran. Thunderbirds Argo, I think it is. That battle at the front still going. And we've also got a bit of a battle at the back as well. Just quickly switch to that one. You can see that. Oh, Jurian's trying to come his way back there. He's managed to get past the McLaren of Joaquim. Very close. These three are still close together. So, a bit of a sticky wicket going on there, I should imagine, between them all. Four laps into the race. Or thereabouts, 38 minutes. And Michael's dropped back a little bit. Left Neil and Mark Rogers fighting it out. And the only other close cars at the moment are these two, which is the Audi and the Ferrari. So everyone else is more or less just taking it easy a bit now. So I'm just going to. I've got a rolling list of events that happen. So when I see a car pass, I can see a car pass as well. When I see an incident, I can see an incident. But at the moment, there's not too much going on. He's still going for it there. Is Neil. He's not making much headway though, because Rogers is keeping him at bay at the moment. But Neil Bywater is trying. Meanwhile, Marcel's now 6 seconds clear. He's romping away with it at the front. 18 cars on track. And we have a car in the pit lane. We have Gabriel in the pit lane who's looking at a rather dented McLaren. And we've also got Giroud coming in with a very dented BMW. Yeah, he did hit the barrier. So I should imagine they're taking this opportunity to get the pit stop done for the fuel. Maybe some subtle repairs, although that looks like it needs more than a hammer. Looking at it. Let's get back to this battle. Still at it. This is the only other battle on track as we speak. Not much going on at the moment. If any of you guys have got any input on the quality of the stream, will you let me know? Because obviously it's not something I can keep an eye on. I'm running pretty blind here. I do have the stream on, but it's Unfortunately, it's not it's not the easiest thing to see. No car sounds. Oh, right, okay. Thank you. Right, let me go to OBS and see why there's no car sounds. There's game audio. Right. Any joy? Can you hear them? I'll turn them up. I am changing game volume if that's the case. I've no problems in doing, just give me an indicator. Brilliant, thank you very much, Stefan. Yeah, I had the volume down because I turned the in-game volume down. It's obviously put it down to 0. So thank you very much for that. That's the sort of feedback I want. I can't improve if I don't know what's wrong. Hopefully the rest of the details are okay. Start getting a bit of a battle going on here now. I was going to say we're getting a bit of a battle. Mike Durant's just lost a bit of time there. So let's see if we can replay to see what happened to him. Just gone around the corner. Looks like he's got it before that. I've missed it. Yeah. Turn me up now. You can see he went off there. Right, turn me up. I'll move my mouth closer to the mic. Yeah, I've got a filter missing. That's the problem. I've got a bit of a filter missing, so I'm battling with the voice of the car. I need a noise gate. Moved it ever so slightly. Any joy there? Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, brilliant. So I've turned the car sounds down and put myself more or less to max now. And moved the microphone closer to myself. Again, thank you. Right, so let's see where we're up to. Oh, that looks like Neil Bywater's going very deep there. He's looks like he's made a mistake and it's allowed Rogers to pull away a little bit. And we can see Michael's now catching him up behind. And we've also got Marco starting to join in the party as well. So I think this is going to become quite a battle. Meanwhile, Marcel he's in a completely different race, I think. It's fair to be said. So we've got the two Simnor guys chasing down Neil. As I said, Neil does race in VR. We've also got a bit of a battle going on here. Well, there was a battle between Pascal and Craig. Pascal did just gain on Craig a little bit, so there may have been a bit of an issue there, but other than that, Craig is moving forward. So we'll go back to the previous battle. In fact, you can see there's another car joining the party. Peter and the BMW is now going onto the back of this, and looks like he's closing down Marco there. He's got a good run there, did Michael. He's got an excellent exit. That's I could probably change that to be honest, Stefan. That's just something I've got. I've not really played with that yet. Well, it's a little warm. That may or may not be right. I can't really tell. But I'm just using what the game's provided. So that again is Race Labs. looks like Peter is gaining on Marco here. So BMW is really good around here though. On board before with Jeroen, and he did seem to get it nailed. This little pack of cars. Pascal is not giving up on Craig, I'll tell you that. Not there, but he's not giving up. Bit wide there for Marco. That BMW looks more planted. Seems to go in the corners much better looking at that angle there. I know it's because we're sat at the back of the Ferrari, but it just looks like it just seems to be a little bit looser, and yet the BMW seems a tighter turn. I could be talking rubbish, of course. That's what it looks like. Look at the braking on that. Wow. He's not going for the inside, is he? No, he's going on the outside. He's got a bit deep there. But he was carrying a lot of speed, I think it's fair to say. A lot of speed. We've got a yellow flag. So where's the yellow flag? Can't really see at the moment. I'm not seeing any incidents as such. So obviously someone's gone off somewhere. I think it's one of the cars around here that's been off. I'm not sure, but I think one of the cars around there has been off. I can't see who it is, unfortunately. I just know there's a yellow flag, and the game's actually showing it as well. So that, yeah, there you go. It's Jeroen. So the yellow should go if he's back on track, if it's him. If not, it's somebody else as well. No, somebody else is causing the yellow. Interesting. Not seen them to pass. Usually implies car 18. No, we've lost a driver. I don't know who's quit. I think a driver might have quit. Still showing a yellow flag though. Somebody must be parked. Oh, there it is. Who's that? Who's stuck it there? Number 16. There you go. Placido Fondaro. He's parked up on the. I don't know if it's a technical issue. He's going again. That's dropped him down to the back now. Craig's just passed him, and we're going to get Pascal's gone deep. Let's go back to the front. And normal services resumed. Neil Bywater is back on the rear of Mr. Rogers. Okay, so not much happening at the moment. Peter's still chasing down Marco, but Marco's lost a bit of ground on Michael, and Michael's lost a bit of ground on Neil at this point. So not much in the way of battles going on at the moment. SS Strontium against Mr. Rogers, who's in PWS Esports, and we've got Pascal pitting. Pascal's decided to go for the pits. He's been doing this pit stop for fuel, I should imagine. So it will just be, I would expect, a splash and a dash. He will lose time, but obviously, as the other guys pit, they will get away with it. As long as they don't get a penalty. A penalty's the last thing really they want. Because that'll just take a good minute off the time. They'll probably end up losing a lap here. Peter's within a second of Marco, but he's not there yet. And again, Mark Rogers is just putting it a bit more away from Neil at this point. Let's have a bit of a rundown of the grid. So P1, we've got Marcel, who's basically a minute ahead of Mr. Rogers. So he's going to start lapping people. Mr. Duran, I think, has just pitted. Neil Bywater, he's obviously trying to keep tracks of. I think he'll pit the same time as Rogers, although Rogers has made a mistake into that corner. Broke very, very late. We've got Michael, who's sitting there waiting. As we know, Michael and Marco are both fast drivers, so I'd expect them to be there and pushing it around. And then we've got Marco behind, trying to keep tabs. And then just over half a second, we've got Peter in the BMW again, who's trying to keep tabs on Marco and give him a good race. And then we've got a good 5-second gap to the next racer, who's in a Ferrari, and that's Helmut. That's a back marker who's in front of him, so he's not racing for position there. Then we have the first of the Audis, which is Craig. He's out on his own now, really. 5 seconds off, guy in front, and 15 seconds off. Or good gap, the guy behind. Then we've got Richard in the Ferrari. And then we've got the second of the Audis, Malcolm Hutchin, who, as we know, did lose a few places early on, but has made a great recovery so far. And Marco Belluati, the McLaren. Very gingerly round that corner. And then we've got Mark Cooley. So Mark is looking like he's going to try and catch Marco. It's not a million miles away. You can see he's in front. And then behind Mark we've got Pascal, who we know has pitted. So Pascal has pitted. We've got Joaquin in the McLaren. He hasn't yet to pit. And then we've got Gabriel. He has pitted. As we know, he had a bit of damage on his car early on. I think he took the opportunity to pit and get the damage done, although it was light damage, and go out again now. So I'd expect him to start gaining places. His lap times are very good. So as you can see, he's been lapped there by Marcel. Marcel is in front of him. Jerowin, who we know has had a really damaged car, he's also pitted, so he's not going to end up last. And then currently last on the track is Placido Fondaro in the McLaren. So let's go back to the front, where we've got Neil chasing down Mark Rogers. Yeah, Mark Rogers just starting to try and take the apex a bit more. Oh, he's over-rotated it. Is he going to keep that? Yeah, he just over-rotated that car and give Neil the position there. So this is now going to get interesting. God, did I pick the timing up on that one or what? Oh, very close there. Mark's really pushing to get the gap back. Going for it. I can't help thinking now Neil's in front though. He's going to stay in front. This is going to be down to the pit stop, I think. The problem is, if they're just splashing and dashing, there's going to be literally no gain. And we've got Marco Belluati, who's now pitting. A couple more drivers have now carried out the pit stops. Mark Cooley's now pitted as well. Yeah, Neil's just pulling away now, isn't he? Looking at that. So let's go back to Helicam and we'll see that Michael is now gaining on Mark Rogers, and we can see Peter is within half a second of Marco. Again, they are very close in front, the guys. It's just this is the closer battle. Good exit there, did Marco. He's managed to pull away a little bit. See how close the cars in front are as they go over the rise there. Although I think Joaquim in the McLaren is a back marker. So he's given the berth there. That's very good driving there by Joaquim, letting them both go. No time was lost for both Peter and Marco. Although again, that BMW does look better through the corners, I think it's fair to say. Seems to be able to carry more momentum. Reminds me of the days when they first brought the BMW out in this game, it was dominating. It looks like the setups are pretty good for it now, and are allowing it to be very racy. You can see how close they're getting here. 1/10, though he's just gone wide. That cost him a little bit of time, that. You can see in front. Michael is gaining on Mark Rogers, and we've got Mark Cooley's off. He's let's see if we can see what he's done. He's come round. Oh, he's just over rotated. Oh, he's got the power down. Oh, that's going to damage his front end. Luckily Marcel managed to avoid him there, but unfortunately that will have caused damage, and you can see the front right side of that car is looking a bit poorly. So I don't know if he's going to have to pit. He has just pitted as well, so he may have to go in the pits again. So he should revert back in a second. Obviously the replay, yeah, he's getting going again now. Let's go back to Michael, who's chasing down Mark. Mark's tyres are going off a little bit, but he seems to be struggling. Just looking at the tyres, yeah, he is losing time a little bit. I'll show you this other stat. It gives you an indicator of the tyres. So basically, I'll just move that over. Sorry, so there a second. So what this shows you is the last laps of where the cars are up to. So you can see Mark Rogers there, third car in, is quite, you know, slower than the cars in front of him. So I think that's why he's struggling with time. You see there Neil Bywater is the second fastest man on track, and Peter is third fastest. Richard Bale's doing his pit stop now. Battle's still going. Mark Cooley is pitting, sorry. He's obviously now being passed. It'll be interesting to see when one of these guys pit. So the only person at the back who's not pitted is Placido. All the other drivers up to P9. There you go. Mr. Rogers and Peter. Sorry, Marco and Peter. Oh, who's pitting there? Oh, Michael and Peter, my apologies. Both going for the pit. You can see there's a few other cars in the pits as well, but obviously we know Mark's is through to damage. So they're both going to lose time, but I don't expect them to be down long. So it's a battle of who's got the... You can see the Ferraris moving. And the BMW is certainly sitting back. He's taking his time. He's going to lose time there. Interesting. So the pit time wasn't the best there for Peter. Malcolm's pitting now. Law balance itself out when everyone's pitted. So no real battles on track at the moment. Let's sit with the leader for a minute while we get a couple of these pit stops out the way. we'll juggle the drivers round a bit. Mark Rogers is now going into the pits, so he's now decided to go for it. So interesting where he comes out after all this. So interesting, Craig is coming round. Craig hasn't pitted, but Michael has. Is Michael going to get the run on the Ferrari? It looks like he's going to get him. Oh, it's close. He's got the tyres though. Can't help thinking, unfortunately, that Michael just needed another 10th or 2 tenths in the bag just to make that pass easy. Because I've got a feeling Craig's going to, he's got 14 minutes to go, I've got a feeling Craig's going to dip in next. He's got a lap really while Mark gets his tyres up. So this isn't Craig's race because he's not yet pitted. But the other guys in front, Marco and Helmet, I think they'll come out in front of Helmet, but Neil, I think there's going to be interesting couple of laps coming up. So the one thing that could happen here is that Michael pushes Mark along, and then when we come to the last pit stops of the front runners, it puts them in good stead to come out. Michael didn't really need that, then just going off track a little bit. Doesn't look like it's unsettled his car now. Question is Craig pitting here? No, he's not. Craig's staying out. So this is for position. Craig's going to be racing here, but he's letting him go because he realises he's got to pit yet, or I'd expect he's got to pit yet, and we'll expect to see Michael go up the inside, which he is doing. Good racing that by Craig, realising it's not his battle, and let the 2 guys go. We've also got a back marker in front, which is Marco. So Mark Rogers is now catching up Marco. That's Marco Buellati, sorry, not the other Marco. Now I've got 2 Marcos. I don't expect it to be too long before he catches him and then passes him. Still waiting for Craig to pit stop, obviously. And it looks like Malcolm's getting close to Gabriel, so we'll see if he can make any headway there. As we know, both are pitted, but the last laps Gabriel was quicker. Fastest person on track, the last lap, fastest last lap was in fact Neil Bywater, followed by Marco Loshkadin. So some drivers really put it in. Marcel's took his foot off it a little bit. He's into the 125s. Got a blue flag here. He's been waving blue flags. So Buellati should let these guys go. He moves to the right. Oof, that was a bit close. He's let Rogers past, and equally Michael should get past as well here. I'd expect we start seeing the other guys to pit now. Any second now, really. You'd get the best out of your tyres pitting around now. And we've got Placido pitting. So he's already pitted once, so he's going in again. I think there's a bit of damage on the front of his car there, so we might just be getting the damage sorted. Let's go back to this one. Michael's lost a bit of ground on Mark Rogers there. Can't help thinking he's missed his opportunity a little bit. We shall see. Anything can happen. We know what this game's like. Sorry, we know what this sim's like. Or any haters have a go at me saying sim game. Right, so we've got. I think there was a bit of a car off track somewhere, perhaps. Okay. No. Oh, we just kept that bit of a slide. It's passing the car in the pits. Sorry, I was trying to work out why my leaderboard's flashing up red. It's because they're passing the car in the pits. Yeah, we've got interesting. Track temp. Them temperatures in Fahrenheit, by the way, are correct, looking at the figures I've got here. So the air temperature is 24 degrees and the track temperature is 32 degrees. The track has gone up because it started at 31 degrees, so it's definitely warmed up a touch. So it looks like Michael's now started to just close in a little bit more on Mark. Definitely gain a little bit there, isn't he? Definitely a battle of the Ferraris here. Trying to work out who's in the pits. There's a car in the pits, although I can't work out who it is. Right, Neil Bywater's pitting. So we need to see where Neil's going to come out in relation to not so much Marco, because Marco's not pitted, and not so much Helmut, because Helmut hasn't pitted. It's really where Mark Rogers comes out, and as Neil managed to pull away from Mark, so they're quite a way off, to be fair. So they're coming round. Neil's going already, so it's going to be close. So the only thing going for Mark and Michael here is the pace on track. I mean, Neil's got going, but he's got his tyres to warm up, and Craig is now pitting. So Craig's going into the pits. So looking at these times, Craig's going to come out possibly just in front of Pascal. We'll have to see. And Placido is pitting again. Oh, he's coming out the pits. Sorry, he's just left the pits. He's sat in the pits a while. Back to Michael. Michael's really giving Mr. Rogers a bit of pressure here. And a bit of a pass though. Let me just quickly replay on that. What was all that about? So we've got Jeroen here. Where was Joaquim? Because Joaquim come into it, didn't he? Ah, so Joaquim's already gone off and he's coming back on. Right. His tyres are completely wrecked, aren't they, from going off? He's tried to defend that. He's not been able to. Paid the price there. It was a fair pass, to be fair. Whoa. Was that a little twitch there then? Let me just see. Oh yeah, a bit of a twitch there for Michael as he come out the corner. He's pushing, isn't he? He's really going for it. It keeps switching to my car on the replay, by the way, because I'm on track. If I was on track, it wouldn't do that. It's because obviously I can't do it in spectator mode. They've caught up Joaquim now. See Neil in front of them. Joaquim's getting the blue flag. That's holding Mark up, you can tell, because Michael's gaining. Mark's going to go up the inside. Joaquim's going to let him go. Yeah, Yeah, he's given them both. Whoa, Michael, big sideways there almost by the looks of it. He's lost a bit of time there, Michael. I think he was anticipating Joaquin coming back on. But he's kept it going. So we'll have to try and hunt him down again. So, I'm confused here. Marco's not pitted, so he's currently leading. Marcel has pitted. So the driver, not that it matters, the driver with the best consistency is Marco. The most consistent driver. Followed by Jeroen, believe it or not. And then Marco. Sorry, Michael. So I half expect Marco's got to pit any second now, really, because he's only got 2 laps to go. Michael's still not managed to close Mark Rogers down. So when at what point are we going to see a pit? He's not pitting yet. So I'm trying to see what penalty. It's 30-second penalty, isn't it, if you don't pit? Or is it more than that? Because he's really not going to finish in the top 10 if he does that, I think. As it stands, I think Marcel's going to walk it, but what do I know? As I said. Yeah, we have lost a couple of drivers because I know Mark Cooley's gone. Can't see him anymore. Beloati's gone. Oh no, Beloati's still there, my apologies. Is Marco pitting this time, do we think? Let's see if Marco's going to go into the pits this time. Really will be a splash and a dash. A nice clean race though, to be honest. There've not been many incidents. 1 or 2 at the beginning, but I'm just looking at the log here, and there's actually very few incidents. Marco's pitting, so what's going to be interesting is where's Marco going to come out? There's Marcel, but we expected that. So the question is, where is Neil? So Neil's coming down the straight. Is Neil going to get him? Neil's going to get him. There he is. So Neil claims 2nd place. Now I don't think Mark Rogers is going to get him, is he? Mark Rogers has got him. Oof. Wow, very close at the front. And a great battle on the front, really. Pity there was not many more battles on the back. I could have kept tracks on. But it is what it is, I suppose. Having not done this in a while as well, trying to get back to grips with it, really. A bit of a battle there, but I think that's just back markers being passed. Yeah, I think the fact that Mark's tyres are a little bit warmer than Marco's just means he can probably push just that little bit harder for the last 2 laps. Probably.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Yep, as you heard, the leader is on the final lap. Let's run round with Marcel. Nice and easy. How much speed he carries through there, wow, much more than I think I carry. as well. Interesting the way he's using the gears there. He's almost using the gears to get the car to rotate. It's not the first time I've seen that, but it's excellent. Well raced, Marcel.
Leader has finished the race.
Your Bywater's going to claim second place by the looks of it. Well done, Neil. Once you got past Mark Rogers, there was no coming back, I think. Seemed to have it a little bit more. And Mark Rogers and Marco, with Michael close behind. And they've got Peter coming up the final bend as well. Peter's had a great race there. Shout out to Peter there. Kept up with the fast guys. Nice and clean. Helmet coming around the final corner as well. Good result there for Helmet. Again, the car's in pristine condition. Always good thing that. Getting there when you've had no incidents on the track. Craig finishing this final corner. And Gabriel. Pascal. Got Marco, who's already pitted. Joaquim's in the pits. They've parked up on the side of the road having a BMW party. And that's the end of it. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I will when I can next time. Take care all. Thanks very much. Bye bye.